The students, in last class we have studied about important roles played by the coordination compounds in our day-to-day life. Today we can start with the one theory, and it was the theory proposed by Alfred Werner. He was a Swiss chemist. Here he has taken some compounds and conducted some experiments with the simple techniques, and he has concluded its results in his theory. That itself is the Werner's theory. Here Werner, he was the first scientist who has started to study about the structure as well as formation of coordination compounds or complexes. Look at it. Cobalt chloride compounds of ammonia. Okay, when you add silver nitrate solutions to these different types of cobalt chloride compounds of ammonia, you will get the different number of moles of silver chloride. That is, when you add silver nitrate solution to these compounds, there is a precipitation of silver chloride in the form of, that is, white precipitate. Cobalt chloride, when you add silver nitrate solution, it forms 3 moles of silver chloride, and this compound forms 2 moles of silver chloride, and the last one, it forms 1 mole of silver chloride. Why this difference occurs? What is the reason behind this? That itself is going to explain about the coordination compounds. You know about oxidation number COCl3. In this compound, cobalt is present in its +3 oxidation state. In this case also, cobalt is present in +3 oxidation state, and in last compound also it is present in the +3 oxidation state. And you will find the same number of chloride ions in each molecule, but you will get the different number of silver chloride precipitations. Again, it is because of the formation of the coordination compounds. You know about the difference between double salt and coordination compounds. Okay, here in double salts, when you add that double salt into a proper solvent, it get completely dissociated. But coordination complexes or compounds, it is not going into the complete dissociation. There is a partial dissociation into its ions along with one complex ion. Here, after the results of these reactions, Werner has put these molecules, or he has formulated a formula for these type of molecules, and these are the formulas of those molecules. Okay, first one is CONH36 3 plus 3Cl minus, COCl NH35 2Cl minus, COCl2 NH34 Cl minus. And this formula can give the answer for different number of silver chlorides which are precipitated when you add the excess amount of silver nitrate solution to these 3 compounds. Okay, here there are 3 ions of chloride outside this bracket. It means outside this complex ion. Okay, and these ions are ionizable, and we can these ionizes into the, that is dissociate into, that is silver chloride. Okay, there are 3 chloride ions, and you will get the 3 silver chloride, again 2 and 2 silver chlorides, and 1 silver chloride. Okay, 1 mole of silver chloride. It is the reason behind the different numbers of silver chloride molecules which are precipitated when you add the silver nitrate solution to these compounds. Depending on this one, and he has studied many different types of compounds, and he has prepared many coordination complexes or compounds, and those compounds were called as the Werner's complexes. And he studied with the simple techniques. Finally, he has put one theory. That theory itself is called as the Werner's theory. Now, before going to Werner's theory, we should know that is a relation between the oxidation number as well as the primary valency and the secondary valency. Okay, here COCl3, here cobalt, it is present in +3 oxidation state. We can also have CrCl3, it is also present in its +3 oxidation state, and we can have PtCl2, it is present in its +2 oxidation state. Okay, here oxidation state of any metal atom or ion, it is variable one. It varies with the different chemical environments. Okay, depending on that one, he has concluded that any metal atom or ion, it is going to possess two types of valencies or linkages. Okay, that is primary valency and the secondary valency. Okay, now we can start with the postulates of Werner's theory. First postulate of Werner's theory is about the valencies possessed by the central metal atom or ion which is present in the coordination compounds or the complexes. And next one, it is about the primary valency and secondary valency, and it continues. Okay, here we can start with the first one. Any central metal atom or ion in a coordination compound, it possesses two types of valencies. One is primary valency and second one is secondary valency. Okay, this is the first postulate of Werner's theory. In primary valency and secondary valency, there is a difference. That difference is given in the next point. Okay, second one is primary valency. It is the ionizable one. Primary valency is ionizable and it is satisfied by the negative ions. Primary valency of a central metal atom or ion, it is a ionizable valency or linkage and it is satisfied by the negative ions. For example, we can take cobalt chloride. Here cobalt, it is present in its +3 oxidation state, and here +3 charge which is present with the cobalt, it is satisfied by the chloride ions, and these chloride ions are negatively charged ions. Okay, so that is the first one. And third one is secondary valency. This is secondary valency. It is non-ionizable and it is satisfied by negative and neutral molecules. This is the secondary valency. In secondary valency or in any central metal atom or ion, we are having the secondary valency or secondary linkage. That secondary valency, it is the non-ionizable one. It means it is fixed for a central metal atom or ion, and it will not vary from one environment to the another environment, and it is satisfied by both type of the ions, negative ions or the neutral molecules. Okay, so that is the secondary valency. Here for primary valencies there is a ionizable. Here primary valency, it is nothing but the oxidation state of a central metal atom or ion. For example, we can have the oxidation state of ion in +3 as well as +2 oxidation states. Here oxidation state of these ions, it varies with the variable chemical environments. Okay, but secondary valency, it is the non-ionizable, it will not vary, as well as it is fixed for a particular metal atom or ion. For example, we can have fourth postulate of this Werner's theory, that is secondary valency, it is fixed for metal ion. For example, Fe2 plus, its secondary valency, it is 6. Even for Fe3 plus, its secondary valency is 6. For the Pt2 plus, its secondary valency is 4. Ni2 plus, its secondary valency is 4. Okay, here secondary valency, it is nothing but the number of molecules or ions which are directly bound to the central metal atom or ion. For example, we can write CO, Cl2, NH3, 4. In this ion, we are having, this is the central metal ion, and to this central metal ion, 2 chloride ions are directly bonded. Along with these 2 chloride ions, there is a bonding of, that is 4 amine molecules to this central metal ion. Okay, here secondary valency, it is satisfied by both, that is chloride, it means negative ions, as well as the neutral molecules. Even we can also have only negative ions can satisfy the secondary valencies, or there is a possibility of, that is satisfying of the secondary valency of any ion by the neutral molecules also, such as NH3. For example, you can write CO, NH3 6, 3 plus. In this one, only neutral molecules are going to satisfy the secondary valency of central metal ion. Okay, so this is the fourth postulate. And next one is fifth one. After satisfying completely secondary valencies, here complex ion, it is going to gain some charge on it. If it is a cationic complex, then it is satisfied by the charge which is present on this ion, it is satisfied by the anions. If it is having the negative charge, or when it is a anionic complex, then that charge is satisfied by the cations. For example, in this case, we can satisfy the charge on this complex ion by negative ions, that is Cl minus. Okay, in the same way, we can have FeCN6. In this case, ion is present in +2 oxidation state, and we are having the cyanide -1 oxidation state, that is -1 into 6, it is -6 +2, then you will have the -4 as the charge on this molecule, and here negative charges of this complex ion, it is satisfied by the cations, that is K4. Okay, it becomes potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, so this is the fifth point. And last point of Werner's theory is that you know that secondary valency, it is nothing but total number of ions or neutral molecules which are bound directly to the central metal ion or atom. That itself is called as the secondary valency. And here number of ions or number of molecules which are directly bound to the central metal atom or ion, it is also called as the coordination number of that central metal atom or ion. Secondary valency, it is nothing but the coordination number of that central metal atom or ion. Okay, here when molecules or ions bound to the central metal atom or ion by using the secondary valencies, it is going to form a special type of the spatial arrangement. It is not space, it is spatial arrangements. Okay, so this spatial arrangement, it is nothing but the three-dimensional arrangement of these molecules around the central metal ion, and that creates or that only gives the structure of that molecule. For example, here CONH363 plus is there. Okay, here this molecule, it is present in the octahedral shape. Okay, here amine molecules, these are going to bound to the cobalt ion in the octahedral shapes in three-dimensional structures. Okay, here different ions are going to have the different type of polyhedrons. For example, cobalt, it is present in its +3 oxidation state and it will have the octahedral shape. Platinum is there, Pt2 plus, it will have the square planar, and nickel 2 plus is there, it will give you the tetrahedral shapes. Okay, that is more number of shapes, or that is the maximum number of shapes which are present with the or which are possessed by the coordination compounds are octahedral shape, tetrahedral shape and the square planar shapes. These are the most probable shapes we can get when the any central metal atom or ion, it is bound to the molecules or the ions. Okay, so this is all about the Werner's theory. Okay, in next class we can start with the drawbacks of Werner's theory as well as some definitions which we are using in the coordination compounds. Thank you.